Hey girl, hey! Welcome back to my channel. Now today we're going to be taking a look at the Colourpop No Filter Stick Foundation, and I've got 3 shades that I want to swatch and share with you. I'll also be doing kind of a first impressions, and then I want to be updating you guys with a wear test, so you're going to get to see how this foundation wears over time. A little bit about me: my skin type is I have oily combination skin, and I do have golden undertones in my skin, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to find a good match for my skin tone. Okay, so let's talk about the first shade that I have to swatch for you. This is a dark 175W. Now I will say this is the cap that goes on here. I love the packaging. It's very simplistic, it's very travel friendly. Personally, I'm a little messy when I do my makeup, so I can see this white getting smeared with just makeup smudges, but it's very easy to clean. It's plastic, so it should be no problem. So when you roll it up, let's just see how much you get. You get this much in one stick. So let me go ahead. I'm going to be swatching these on my cheek so you can see like which one matches me if you're similar to my skin tone. This is dark 175, and hey, I think that looks pretty good. It's still slightly light on me, but that's not a problem. I can fix that with my face powders if I need to. Next up here we have a deep dark 185W. They did say that this one was more warmer. On the actual shade match tool on their website, I was matched to 175. Let's see how 185 looks. Okay. You know, I don't know. I mean, I think I could go for 185. I think I could go for both, actually. They both look like they could be a decent match. Now, the very last one here seemed like it was going to be at least a good contour shade for me. Now, this one here is deep dark 197W. Ooh, actually that is gonna be a fabulous contour color. Okay, I didn't mention that each of these is $10, so I think if you're, you know, a budget diva, you love affordable finds, these are gonna be really, really great. In terms of color, you can get multiple because they're only $10. Okay, so if I had to go for one, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mix and match. I'm going to do 185 around most of my face, and then 175 on the highlighted parts, so my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, forehead, middle mustache area, and also chin, just because I feel like I could pull off 185, but I don't want it to pull too yellow, too orangey, you know what I mean? Alright, so let's talk about what primers I'm going to be using for this foundation. Now, for my oily areas, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Matte Perfection, and then I'm going to be taking my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation on the rest of the areas of my face. Now, once that is all applied and dried, I'm going to be taking my MAC Fix Plus Matte, and I'm going to spritz this all over my face. The reason I'm going to be doing this is because from previous experience, I know that stick foundations have a beautiful creamy look on my face, but they usually don't last throughout the day. So I'm hoping to counter this by making it more matte. That way I don't get so oily. All right, so now that that's dry, I'm going to be applying 185 just to the outsides. So far, I will say it is pretty creamy, that I do like. And then 175 right on those highlighted areas. I think I'm gonna need to warm this up on the skin. It was tugging a little bit on my eye area. That's slightly better. Now I'm going to be taking my Morphe brush. This is the M439 and buffing that all over my face. So this foundation seems to have very light coverage. You can still see some hyperpigmentation that I have right here. It's creamy without being like as creamy as the Hourglass Vanish foundation. If you've tried that stick foundation, it moves and spreads very easily, but it still feels like it's like, I don't know, like a semi creamy, not all the way creamy, but like a little bit, maybe it might be a little matte, something like that. Let me finish blending and then I can tell you like the true finish. Okay, so now that this is completely blended out, I can see what the true finish is. It definitely has a like semi-dewy finish. Now what I mean by that is it's not super creamy, it's not super dewy, but it just looks like your skin, but better. I think if you're into natural makeup, then you're really gonna love this. If you like your foundation to look very skin-like, then you're gonna like it. I can't attest to how long it wears, of course, because this is the first time I'm trying it out. As far as the color matching, I'm really happy that I decided to use 2 shades, 185 on the outer and 175 on the inner highlighted parts. I like this because I just feel like it definitely caters to my natural skin tone, so that way I won't have to go heavy with concealer to kind of color correct and highlight areas more than I need to. So for my concealer, I want to take it back to an oldie but goodie. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. The one that I have here is C13. So you guys know I'm not a fan of the super highlighted look, but I do like that this concealer is more matte and it will not crease or move around throughout the day, and it's affordable, so that's amazing. So to set it, today I'm going to be going in with the Derma Blend Warm Saffron Setting Powder and just setting all of those areas that I just blended out. So this is coming together really nicely. Now to contour, I'm going to take this Deep Dark 197W and I'm going to apply this to all the normal areas, right where my cheekbones are, also my jawline, because I want to define it a little bit more, and then around my temples as well. So I definitely feel like this is a warmer contour than I'm used to, and it's not as dark as the ones that I normally use, but I'm willing to experiment and just let you guys know if it works or not. I'm gonna be blending this out with my Real Techniques sculpting brush, and then just to smooth things out a little bit more, I'm using my Morphe sponge and just dabbing that, making sure that blend is just nice and effortlessly smooth. So actually that looks nice and subtle, guys, right? Like you can't really tell, it's not too harsh contour, it's like just right. I would say if you have dry skin, you could get away with not adding like any powder at all, and it would just look so nice and like natural. I am loving this so far. I'm going to just finish the rest of my makeup because I don't want to waste any of your time. I want to get straight to the facts, and then I'm going to come back here and discuss how I feel about just the initial application and how this foundation looks initially. And then of course you want to stay tuned because I'm going to be updating you guys throughout the day on how this lasts. All right, so my makeup is all done and I wanted to touch base with you on what my first impressions are. Straight off the bat, I'm going to tell you that I really like this foundation, but I think it's suitable for a specific type of person. Now you really must like skin-like types of foundations, just like your skin but better kind of vibes, and you must like your makeup natural, because this is definitely a very natural, like not matte, not cake, you know what I mean? No, this is just like, I want to look like myself, I'm going to work or school, or I just like natural makeup, and that's it. It definitely has that slight dewiness to it, so if you're somebody that loves matte foundations, like ultra matte, then this is not going to be for you. On the website, it does say that it is medium buildable coverage, and I will say yes, it slightly covers some of the hyperpigmentation, but it still looks like my normal skin. It doesn't look like, you know, oh, like, wow, she's wearing a lot of makeup, you know what I mean? It looks like, wow, she's like kind of glowing, you know what I mean? that I really love about it. I think if you're somebody that has average to great skin with no hyperpigmentation, you're really gonna love this because it's going to make your skin shine. I think that if you have a lot of texture, a lot of breakouts, hyperpigmentation, texture, I said that already. But basically, if you are looking for lots of coverage, then your search is going to have to continue on past the stick foundation because I don't think it's going to give you what you like. If you don't mind having the imperfections of your skin visible and you just want that beautiful glow, that your skin but better type of vibes, then hey, I say go for it. Now, I purposely decided not to set all of my face because I wanted you guys to see the true texture of this. So, you know, anything that's like not where my highlighter was is where I didn't set it. So all around here is like the natural finish of the foundation, and I have to say that it does look quite lovely. It doesn't look cakey whatsoever. Of course, I did like just put this on maybe about like 20-30 minutes ago. Now, you know, I don't really know how long this is gonna last. I could be an oily mess by the end of the day, but I'm going to do about a 6-hour wear test so you guys can see, okay, you know, if I were wearing this throughout the day and if I had oily combination skin, this is what it's gonna look like. So my opinion could totally change by the end of this video, but you're gonna have to keep watching to see. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to add is I think that this foundation is quite similar to the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in terms of the finish. That's probably like the best way that I can describe it, but it doesn't have as much coverage. So if you're looking for a dupeable one of that high-end NARS foundation, but you don't mind not having that coverage, then I think that this is gonna be for you. Hey there! So I just got back from running some errands. This is about like 4.5 hours in after applying this, and I mean, take a look at it. This is really nice. It's definitely gotten slightly more dewy, but still has that nice skin-like texture, which I like. My smile lines have not separated like too much. This is pretty normal for me anyway. I did just blot it with a makeup sponge, but I mean, it wasn't bad to begin with. I just want to say, you guys, this foundation is not transfer proof. I did get some on my shirt, as you can see here. It's pretty cold outside, so I was like wearing all my winter gear when I left the house, and I mean, I probably just like went like this and then got the foundation from my chin down here, which kind of sucks. So if that bothers you, that's something that you should be aware of. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say. I think it looks pretty nice. Like I said, this just looks like your skin but better, so you're gonna see your imperfections on there. Just be aware of that. As long as you go in expecting that, I think that you'll like it. So I will be back in with you at the full 6 hours and let you guys know my full thoughts. All right, so we've just passed the 6-hour mark, so I decided to come back so I could give you guys my final thoughts. Taking a look at it right now, this looks lovely. Now, yes, I am dewy in my oily areas. That's normal. I wanted to show you guys what it looks like after I touch up, so I just take my makeup sponge and just dab in those areas. You could add blotting powder as well. I just really want to keep the finish of this foundation as true as possible so you can get a good idea of how this wears. So you see, like after I blotted, it looks really, really nice. If you have oily skin, like please, I don't think that this is for you unless you don't mind like touching up a lot, because I think within 2 hours you're going to be oily. It's just not that type of foundation. Now, if you are normally oily, but maybe your skin gets a lot drier in the winter, sure, why not? Give it a go. Definitely recommend using your best mattifying primers and definitely setting this foundation. Now, in the future, I will definitely be setting all of my face because, like like I showed you guys in my first check-in, it did kind of stain my shirt, as you can see here, which I'm not very fond of. And especially now that I live in the Northeast, I'm wearing winter gear, winter jackets that kind of brush against my face, my chin, all that stuff. And it's not popping to have makeup just brushing against your jacket and stuff. So I'm going to try and use the Dermablend translucent setting powder the next time I wear this to see if it will stop it from transferring as much. Definitely in this foundation, you don't want to be like hugging up on other people because it's the type of foundation to smear. That being said, I have not tried it while setting it with a translucent powder that will stop smudging. So we'll see. But as it is right now, you know, I really do love the finish. It's just gorgeous. Really just, I don't know how Colourpop does it, but for $10, this is amazing. If you fit the bill as far as skin type and what you're looking for in a foundation, this is going to be fabulous for you. Now, I definitely want to know what your thoughts are on the Colourpop Stick Foundation. Have you tried it? How do you like it? Do you not like it? Let a girl know down in the comments. I personally love it, and I'm excited to hear what your thoughts on this foundation are. As always, I love you guys. Don't forget to check out my no filter collection video right next to me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.